Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Warrior Spiel. Our inaugural Warrior Spiel is getting ready to kick off. All teams are out on the ice, and we're getting ready to get started. We are doing a fundraiser, this fundraiser for Gilda's Club, a wonderful organization that helps people have been diagnosed with cancer and their families. Our game today will be Game 7 on Sheet 7, excuse me. It'll be the Valkyrie Vanguard, which is skipped by Chris Henry, versus the Pink Ladies, skipped by Jane Bushy. Should be getting going here in just a minute. Want to thank our sponsor, Warrior Brewing, for hooking us up for the day and being a sponsor of this new event. Should be a really good time. As you can see, we're festive, a lot of costumes out there on the ice, and several of the sheets are off and running. So we'll get going as soon as the ladies get on the ice. All right, looks like Valkyrie Vanguard has won the toss and elected for hammer. So the Pink Ladies are going to go ahead and get us started with their lead, Laura Pleiss. Laura is curling in honor of her mom, and today is her 80th birthday. So happy birthday. We're off and running. We got what looks like it's going to wind up being around a corner guard here. So they are sweeping away at it. All right, good rock right out there in play to get started. Now we'll go with the Valkyrie Vanguard, whose lead is Molly Flowen. We're not off to a blistering start here, but everybody's still waking up, including myself here this morning. All right, we're off. Molly's rock. I believe we called a curl behind the corner guard that the Pink Ladies threw. Looks like it's a little hot going in there, so that one is going to go through the back. All right, calling behind the corner guard again here for the Pink Ladies. Trying to get a rock under a little bit of cover, get things going. It's been unseasonably warm in Duluth, a little bit cold this weekend, but it's been warm enough that it has been a challenge to keep the ice in proper shape, which our ice crew does an amazing job. But the humidity in this size building has made it a little bit tough. All right, trying to drag that one into the house, which they will not quite do. So it's going to operate as a center guard there. So now Valkyrie's going to try to curl right behind that. That's Jill Linerud, Valkyrie's second. Looks like it's going to hang over the line. Is it going to stay off the cushion? Nope. I think that one is... Oh, I guess it did. One's about as far off to the side as you can be and still be in place, so... We're going to make another attempt at curling behind the closest to the center guard here. The second for the Pink Ladies, Valerie Rapana. Narrowly taps the red and shoves it in. Got a little checks off of that and stays in the house. Good shot. Got 2 rocks in the house now. I think I mentioned their second a little prematurely previously. That was Jill Linerud throwing second rocks for Valkyrie. Pretty good line. I need to curl a little bit, and they're after it on the broom, so a little bit light. Oh, they're dragging it. Good sweep. That's going to outscore the second rock, so that'll be shot number 2. There's Valerie's second shot. Trying to guard up the shot rock there in the back 8 foot. Looks like it's on a pretty good line. Oh, change gears here. Oh, that's an even better result. So that one grazed off the yellow and ended up coming behind into the 4 foot. So now it's under a little bit of cover, and they're lying 2 again. So good rock there by Valor. Second rock for Jill here. Coming up, we're going to get a little tap back with that yellow, or does it have a little bit too much force there? Oh, great shot. Tap back on the yellow, and that is now 2. But cut down their lead from red lying 2 down to red just lying 1 now. And that rock is completely under cover, so that should be a good rock for him to work from for the rest of the end. We're going to announce at least a game from each set. So there'll be 3 draws today, and then championships at 6:30. So we'll have different teams on there every time. So that was first rock for Kristen Norlander, who's the vice for the Pink Ladies. She put another one in there to that left side, so their guards are continuing to pile up in the house, but with pretty good results. And first rack by the vice for Valkyrie Vanguard. That's Lizzie Easter. All the team from Valkyrie are somewhat new to the sport, curling anywhere from 1 year to 4 at the most. So looks like they're getting into the sport, playing in the Bond Spiel. It's good to see. So there's second rock by Laura. Still have Red Lion 1. I think I misspoke there. That was Kristen's shot on the rock. Red's going to go ahead and try to load one more up there into the house. Guards have been going there anyway. You might as well run with it. That was Lizzie's second shot. Looks like that's going to be curling in a little bit. Line's a little bit narrow there, so that's going to tap that red. And might very well make it second or first shot. Nope, little too aggressive. So red's still first shot, and yellow is 2. Yellow's got a few options next time they go up. I think red is up now, sorry. So Pink Lady's trying to decide what they can do to fortify their position here without hammer. Looks like they want to block up the chance for a tap back like we almost saw in the last rock. So they're just going to try to throw a center guard out here and protect their shot rock by taking away what is probably the most likely shot by their opponents. Jane Bushi, the skip for the Pink Ladies. Curling in honor of her daughter, Elizabeth. And we're off. They're watching it, so I think they think it has plenty of pace here. Little celebration from Jane there. Now we'll throw on to skip rocks here, so Chris Henry coming down to throw her first rock of the match. Chris is curling for her grandma, Rosie, Chris Lee, who is here today as well, and her friend, Robin. Looks like we're going to try that tap back again, I believe. Try to get that center yellow back and outscore the red. There goes Chris. Looks like it's got plenty of pace for the tap back. Little wide. I think that's got a curl. That's going to gum up the middle a little bit more, so I'm going to make it a little bit tougher on their next shot. I would imagine that the pink ladies here are going to throw another one out there just to muddle up the middle a little bit more and try to protect the steal of one. Jane calling over her vise a little bit to the side there. Doesn't want quite that much broom. That rocks off, calling for the sweep. I think they need to go. I think anything over the hog here is sufficient for what they're looking to do. They're getting after. Are they going to get it over? They made it. Avoided the dreaded hog. Nope, they didn't. I thought it was over. My apologies. Got a hog there, so that rock will come out of play. It did not clear the far red line. That leaves Valkyrie with the last shot here, so a little bit of a chance to get at their yellows. I don't know if the angle lines up very well for a tap back, but it's like they're looking at it and trying to figure out the angles here. Take a second, thank again Warrior Brewing Company sponsoring our little bond spiel. First time we've put this event on, so my wife Mariah has done basically all the work. She has a lot of volunteers and people that have helped along the way, but she has been the lead person on this, so great job. Yeah, and that one's not going to get there. So we're going to have a steal of one for the pink ladies going into N2 here. All right, we're off here for the second end. Laura applies again the lead. Laura is starting her second year of curling. She is the mother of Chris Plies, Olympian curler, now on Team Schuster. She has decided to join us in the world of curling. It's good to have her. It looks like we got a pace for a good corner guard here. Molly Flo in the lead puts up a good guard on the first rock for Valkyrie Vanguard with hammer. Comes Laura's second rock. That's gonna, looks like it's just gonna tap right up to the yellow. Extend that guard. Comes Molly's second. Looks like they're calling right behind the red in the rings there. Looks like we're a little narrow. Might be able to get that behind the corner guards as opposed to behind the center rock that's in the rings. See how they play it here. I think probably needed to be on that one just a little bit sooner, but we'll see how it ends up. Little tick off the red, and we've got a triangle of rocks there on the corner. And another attempt here to get behind the red that's in the front 12-foot. Comes first rock this in from Valerie. Looks like a pretty good line. They're sweeping it, so they think a little bit light here. Got on it right away. See if they can get it to nip here. Just bite maybe. Nope, not quite. So that's going to guard the red rock that's in the front 12 again, so which is currently shot rock. All right, and skip Chris Henry calling for the curl behind. Here goes Jill. Also looks to be on a pretty decent line. Might need to curl a little bit, but definitely has room to get out and around the guard in the red. That's probably going to take over shot rock position, but it is open, so we'll see how the pink ladies choose to play it. And that's going to be close. Hard to tell from the angle that I have here in the booth, but they're calling a curl around, so I think I'm guessing red must be shot rock still. That one looks a little heavy. They're walking next to it. Might have a chance to take out that back yellow as opposed to curling around, but we'll see where this one ends up. Oh, letting it go. Well, that one, that helps it out a little bit. We can say for sure that's shot rock, so red definitely has shot. Might be lying too right now. Calling a curl around again. Try to get one tucked in there under cover. By the way, I'm having a, it's called a Blue Up, apparently. Blueberry vodka screw up. It's delicious. I highly recommend it. I know everybody that watching or might be tuning in another time rewatch was very curious what I was drinking. So, all right, so we got another yellow snuck right in there, and that one is touching the 8-foot, so that'll be shot rock now. Jane is going to try to take care of that rock right now. You have Kristen throw at it. Yo. Okay. Hey, what's happening? Mike? I'm exhilaratingly calling the game, so.
I hear that.
Ah. Good stuff. How's the drive? Didn't waste any time. Have to go dollar Oktoberfest. Huh?
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
it is good. I'm like sitting here like.
Yeah, $3 pitchers. Here we go.
Oh.
I got to screw up for my first here. Testing. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I take a little break here. Okay. Live stream's a little behind, so we're going to pause here and I'll be right back in a moment. All right, looks like we're down to skip rocks here. So got red lying 1 in the front 8 foot. Jane down there explaining strategy for the pink ladies. All right, threw another rock up there just to block up the red. Yellow's going to try to curl here to the open side, so Valkyrie Vanguard team. Chris Henry throwing her first rock of the end. Asking for a little less broom. Really all they need to do is get just past full 8 foot, and that would be shot rock they'd be scoring. Yeah, see if that can use the yellows as a backboard. I don't think it's going to curl quite enough. Nope, that one is going to leave the rink. So Jane Bushy, skip for Team Pink Ladies, is going to go ahead and throw her last rock. Looks like she's just going to try to shut down that lane, so put a little guard up there, or if she happens to get it scoring for the second one, added bonus. All right, looks like that successfully used the backboard there. So that's going to get red lying 2. And we have the final rock here. I would imagine they're just going to try to use that same rock as the rock that was just thrown as a backboard and just stick right to it and get their 1 for this end. Ah.
I didn't remember my TV.
Nah, you got to be a curler.
I got a little bit of knowledge. But
Yeah. I could explain it all, but most people are going to watch it.
Yeah. Well, and the one.
Ah.
What? Yeah, really. Yeah.
Curling tournament.
They have
Jessica's real nice. City owned. Yeah, it's part of the Parks and Rec department. And then it has a crooked pint restaurant attached to
when he
it.
was professor of bar. He's all like up there.
Yep. Okay. Just because of the beard.
I would do that.
Yeah. Prove. Yep. Picture it didn't happen type of deal.
She got one.
You do have the chat pulled up here, so if anybody has any questions or wants to give a shout out to somebody, just put a comment on the YouTube chat. All right. Second rock, I should say, from Molly there for Valkyrie Vanguard. Comes up a little bit short of the house and a little bit wide of the other rocks. Laura Ply is going to throw her second rock. Looks like they're trying to split the house here a little bit. Or not. My apologies. It's going to deflect out and actually end up being a pretty good guard for Shot Rock. Good shot by Laura. Here's going to try to curl behind the guards here. And Jill's first shot of this end. They're sweeping right away, so that one's got to get going a little bit. Like we got it over the hog line there, so gonna muck up the middle a little bit more, so probably see another attempt to curl behind here, I would imagine. Here goes Valerie Rapana, curling in honor of all cancer survivors. For years curling, she puts a lot. So you don't ask. She's been curling for a while. A lot of experience for Valerie. That one's going to go through the back of the house, so a little bit offline for the takeout. Here's Jill's second rock. Like she's going to try to block up that yellow, which is currently shot rock. This one is moving, so it's going to go all the way back to it and hopefully not knock them both out. Sitting on it. Here we go. That'll actually improve her position a little bit. Now the pink ladies are going to try a tap back. So she holds her broom up in the air there. Jane is calling for T-line weight. So right in the middle of the house is about how hard she wants her to throw it. And wants to curl in and just tap that red back. Really only needs to tap it back about 1.5 feet to become shot. So Valerie delivers. Might crash in the guard here. That was a fantastic plan B. So not the shot that was called, and ended up splitting the house for them and getting rid of the yellow shot rock. So now Valkyrie will be playing catch up a little bit, and they're going to start by trying to curl just inside of that red. That's in the, well, both reds are in the 8 foot now. That rock tapped the red, so it's actually going to put it in a little bit further behind cover and harder to get to. And Jane's going to try to finish the job and put up a guard here. One's going to go right back there. Just it's going to get another one in the rings for the pink ladies. So they are currently lying 3 with hammer, so good spot to be. See what Lizzie can do about the situation they're in here. We're going to have to get a rock in play. Hopefully cut out at least one or two of those as far as the lying three part goes. Lizzie's been curling for 3 years. Going right at the red here. Gonna get a piece of that outside one. No. Splits the uprights. Field goal just misses both. Looks like the Pink Ladies are going to put on even more pressure here as that one's going to slide into the rings, and they're going to be lying 4. Valkyrie does have a pretty good backboard there right now, so they've got a relatively easy shot, a couple rocks wide to at least cut down how many the Pink Ladies are lying. So as we see the first rock from their skip, Chris Henry coming up. Interesting fact, Chris is Jane Bushy's neighbor. So hopefully they don't have any land disputes going on. Carry over into the curling rink. Again, tied 1-1 here in the third end, but a lot of pressure being put on by the Pink Ladies right now. Chris coming down, getting ready to try to throw right into that backboard we were just talking about. Here goes Chris. They're not getting on it, so they like, oh, there's a little sweep. 2 reasons they could be sweeping there: to try to keep it on a line or to try to increase the pace. So well done. That's going to take out the second red. So now red went from lying 4 to only lying 1. It also hugged right up against the red, so taking out that yellow is going to be, without taking out one of their own reds, will probably be a difficult shot here, but it looks like that's what they're going for. Here goes Jane. See if she can get that yellow out. Jane's been curling 25 plus years. A fixture here at the Duluth Curling Club. Think she's going to get one of her own reds, which, no harm, no foul, just going to replace it. would imagine yellow now is going to try to put another one somewhere in the same area. Only giving up one on this end would be a win. That was the last rock of the end for the Valkyrie Vanguard. Hopefully we get a pretty good mix of the teams out here for you guys in the future draws. We got a lot of great costumes out there today. I see a whole crew of the Ultimate Warrior. Pretty fantastic. Sheet we're watching has a couple of teams with pretty good costumes. All right, that yellow crashed off the guard here. And it's going to tick inside of that red. That would be the fourth shot rock right now. Red lying 1 and 3. Yellow lying, yellow lying 2 and 4. So this is Hammer. She's going to try to get rid of that red and, get rid of the yellow. Trying to throw takeout weight here. Definitely has plenty of weight. Now it's all online. We're going to get the yellow out. Oh, what a shot. It got both yellows out. So that is a score of 4. That's probably a better result than they could have imagined. So got both yellows out, held the red rock, and score of 4. That's going to make it 5-1 going into the fourth end. We're only playing 6 end games in this Bonspiel, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. That's an uphill climb for any team. Oh. So one little thing we haven't mentioned here, we do have mulligans available. So each team can buy a mulligan pack. It is a fundraising Bonspiel. So wisely, the Valkyrie Vanguard is going to make them prove it. So that they're going to use up their prove it stick and have Jane throw that shot again. So we're going to watch round 2 of this. And again, that first shot, that's going to be hard to duplicate. That everything you could have wanted to happen happened on that first shot. Trying to get that one to curl. Is it going to hit the same spot? Did she do it again? She did it again. Amazing. They asked her to prove it. She proved it. So there we go. That's going to be a score of 4 for red. She had to earn that. She did it twice. Great shot from Jane both times. So we'll head to the fourth end with the pink ladies leading by a score of 5-1. We have several people here that have donated very generously for our first effort at this bond spiel. Just want to thank anybody that donated, anybody that's playing in the spiel today. Very appreciative of it. And thank you again to our sponsors, Warrior Brewing Company. We're off here in the fourth end. It's like we're going to end up with effectively with a corner guard here, so first rock for Valkyrie Vanguard. Molly getting ready to throw. Molly lived in Italy for 5 months. Italy's had some success on the world stage for curling. I believe they won a gold in mixed doubles at the last Olympics. And skip of men's team Italy, Joel Retornaz, is a top 10 ranked team in the world also. Comes Molly's rock. Starting to curl. That might get right behind that red. They're watching it. It's got a long ways to go. Oh, that's going to stay. It's going to barely touch the. It's going to be in the full. Rock's going to be in the 12 foot in the back there. But rock in the rings. Down by 4, you need to start getting some rocks in the rings. Comes a red. Looks like they're going for plan B, which is going to be to tap that yellow, which they do, and take it out. So good result there for Pink Ladies. Up by 4. Any rock you can get out of play for the opponent is a good rock thrown. Second rock looks like they need to get after that a little bit. Probably wanted to be on that one a little bit earlier, but it's going to end up right on the center line, so just give them something to tuck behind here on a future rock. Jane's going to try to beat him there, so she's calling the curl around now. First rock for Valerie here. Valerie, outside of curling, enjoys camping, crafting, puzzles, knitting, reading, podcasts, CrossFit, board games, Pearl Jam. Just recently saw Pearl Jam myself. A good friend of mine, Adam Culver, who's here today, supporting our spiel. So yes, Pearl Jam is awesome. All right, here comes Jill's first rock. Jill is a sailor wannabe. A lot of crossover in the curling club with the sailing club here in Duluth. So That's going to tick off the yellow. Sweep it, and it's going to stop as shot rock. So good result there. Can't catch up with all four if you don't get the first one in. All right, second rock for Valerie. Definitely has takeout weight. Don't think it's going to curl quite enough to get over to that yellow that is now the shot rock. They're going to go ahead and sweep it. Probably hope for a little tick and roll in, which they get. So red has the second and third rock, so filling up the house even if they're not shot. Falling behind that corner guard that's out there. Anybody that can see that right in front of the old metal Team Schuster logo in the ice. Trying to curl behind that and get in for a second point. Well, that's success. Didn't get behind the guard, but definitely got second point there. That would be the shot rock now. So line 1 and 2. Jane's calling T-weight, which would really just touch right up against it. So she's not trying to take either of those yellows out. She just wants to sit right on it and be shot, and then it will be very difficult, if not impossible, to take that rock out of play. See if Kristen can execute it here. Kristen's curling in honor of Amber. Kristen started curling in the 90s and took some time off, then came back. So she's been curling for several years. Okay. Just like last end, but in the opposite. So Valkyrie Vanguard's putting a lot of pressure actually on the Pink Ladies here. Lying 3 now. They've got another one on the very outside that would be barely biting, but they're scoring 3 as it lies right now. Looks like Jane wants to clear out some of the mess, so she's going to call getting rid of their rocks, which are guarding the house there, and if she happens to tick one back and can get it in shot range or anything close to that, that would be a bonus. All right, well, that's just going to replace one rock with the other. It's going to kick another red into the ring, but it's not going to take over any position for scoring. So good opportunity here for Valkyrie Vanguard to try to, they can get this next one in. They're going to be lying 4. danger here is how often do you keep being aggressive to get more points in there, and when do you want to block that little shot up so that they can't get back there. All their shot rocks are behind the tee line, so offering a pretty good backboard for the Pink Ladies to sneak a rock in there and take away a lot of their points. That one looks like it's got plenty of pace. I think it's going to get rid of a yellow and just replace it. So there goes one. If anything, actually that, it curled out in front of the red that's in that back, close to the center 12 foot, which if they wanted to try to take that out now, it would probably jam and stick to the back. So Jane's going to just try to use that pocket basically right in between those three and just put it in there somewhere where they can be lying shot and take away the scoring opportunity for Valkyrie. We'll see if she can do it here. I have no idea if I'm operating this mic right or not. I think I may have been on mute for a while. I'm not sure. If so, my apologies. Anybody that's might be watching. Here goes first shot this end for Jane Bushi, skip of the Pink Ladies. Looks like that one might be crashing into the guard. Yep, that's going to hit their front red. It's going to tip that back. But again, that's going to leave a little bit of room. Oh, looks like the Pink Ladies are calling a do-over. They want to try that shot again. They were not happy with that result, and they're going to see if they can do a little bit better by turning in one of their mulligans. There are 3 mulligans available to the teams if they want to buy them for this fundraising bond spiel. One is a do-over. So you saw that in the last end where actually you're seeing that right now, just a straight mulligan where you're going to redo a shot because you weren't happy with it. Second one is a prove it, which is the one we saw in the last end. That is just, let's see you make that shot again, which Jane did brilliantly in the last end. The last one is called a bonus rock. So at any point you can say, hey, I'm just going to throw a 9th rock. So it's not a mulligan, not a do-over. It's just taking an extra rock and putting it in play. So you can do that to help from giving up extra scores. You can use it to put another point on the board if you think you can do that. But looks like we did a do-over, and it was executed really well as Jane now tapped that yellow back. I believe yellow is still shot, but not by a lot here, and red is definitely 2. So now I think they're going to try to get that red that just got thrown by Jane out. It's going to be their best play. Here comes Skip, Chris Henry for Valkyrie Vanguard. Chris is also into sailing, also scuba, skiing. Pretty much water in some form. All right, Lizzie's going to put down the broom Chris is asking to come in with the other turn, so he's going to use an in turn here to try to get that red out. All right, they're sweeping. We got a pretty good line on it. Just got to get it back there. They can slide it between those two. Yeah, it's going to go right back. So, very good shot. Now they're lying 2. But again, there's the danger of a backboard there. So, Kristen's going to call another shot for Jane just to tap that yellow back. And this time they would probably be lying shot rock if they make the shot. About ready to wrap up the 4th end here. Here comes Jane's shot. Looks like it's on line. Is that going to... Oh, what a shot. That's going to get rid of the yellows, 2 of them. Going to leave her red tucked up against the yellow and be shot. So that, like I said, that was the danger of lying that many points, but everything being back behind the tee, you just gave them an avenue just to let her rip, and Jane did so, and now has put them right back in a tough spot. So Chris will try to just go right up to that red and become shot, or just to the inside of it. All right, here comes the last rock of the 4th end. We'll see if Chris can bail out her team after that really good shot by Jane. It's like a pretty good line. Is it going to curl enough? I don't think it is. I think it's going to go right by. That's going to be a rough one. That's going to be another steal for the pink ladies, who are now going to go up 6-1 with only 2 ends left. So it's going to be, oh, are we doing a do-over? Bonus rock? One or the other. We're using one of the mulligans from the mulligan pack, so. Or are we not? Nope, we're not. So that's going to go ahead and be a steal and leave the pink ladies up 6-1 going into the 5th end. Okay, I'm back. Had to step away and get a delicious Warrior Brewing Oktoberfest. Seriously, if you haven't checked that place out, go do so. They brew some amazing beers, some amazing people. Here we go, 6-1 in the fifth end. Looks like red is barely shot rock here again, so yellow's going to try to tap that out. Looks like that one's got a decent line. Just got to see if it has enough juice to get it out of there. No, not curling at all. Thing really never moved. So it did get out in front of the red, which leaves a pretty good angle to get rid of that red on a future shot. So I would imagine Jane's going to try to block that up now. Looks like she is. Shot from Kristen. Kristen loves to sing. She had the opportunity to sing the national anthem before a Twins game. All right. That actually was a pretty useful shot. Kind of messed up the angle there, so I'm not sure they can do the red, yellow, red without jamming that red that is now shot rock. So see what they're going for. Like they might just be trying to get that red out clean. So it is open. There's a lot of stuff around it, but they can hit the right line here. Probably get that shot rock out. Now, is it going to get by the guard here? It is not. That's going to take both those rocks off the sheet. All right, here comes Kristen second. Like she might be trying to tuck another one right up in there, or at least guard that area, but that's going to curl a little too far to the right as you're looking at that sheet. Gonna leave it open for another chance here. Get another chance to Lizzie here to try to get out that red shot rock and be lying too. Lizzie won Woman of the Year at UMD in 2019. That one looks like it's got a decent line. Let's see what happens here. Like it just smashed back rocks, so didn't really clean much up, just kind of not a whole lot different than how it was sitting before. I mentioned how good this Oktoberfest is. All right, it's pretty good. I think this mission's somewhat clear here. I think you just got to protect. Although there is a there might be a yellow-red angle there, which could do some damage. So I think they're talking that over now and deciding how they want to handle it. Here comes Jane. Skip for the Pink Ladies. Jane learned how to curl at the old DCC before we moved into this building when she was in high school. Seen many pictures. Wish I could have seen that building. Looked like it was an amazing place. All right, here goes Jane. Calling for our sweepers to get after it. Kind of listening. And right to it. Great shot. Another great shot. Jane has been on a little bit of fire here through this match. Hitting great shots, proving it. Taking points away from the other team with almost every one of her rocks, so. Here goes Chris. Just going to try to use that shot walk red as a little bit of a backboard. Just go right up to it. Would get them shot rock and be pretty difficult to remove if possible at all. So sweepers are getting after it. Looks like it's over curling a little bit. Yeah. It's going to curl too far and be a little bit too light. They're going to let that one go. Now I would expect to see Jane try to plug up the middle and just take away that run for the Valkyrie Vanguard's last shot. Oh, nope. We're using a mully. Giving it another go here. And try that with a little more broom this time. They must be using their bonus rock here. Again, one of the 3 mulligans you can buy is just to throw an extra rock. No do-overs, no prove it. Just gonna throw one more. Gotta make sure it gets there. I don't know if this one's got the distance. It does not. That is not gonna make it to the house. And going to lead to a steal of 3, which... Oh, we're not there yet. I forgot about skip rocks. These are the last rocks that Jane, I'm assuming, is going to block up any chance that they have of trying to draw in there or to knock out some reds. Just throw up another guard here and let them figure it out. It's a little bit out there wide, needs to curl. Oh, that's going to stay out there. Couple options here for Valkyrie Vanguard with the last rock. You can just try to curl in right to that red, take over shot. I'm assuming is what they're going to try to do here. Or they could try to... Well, really a takeout's not going to get much accomplished. Even if you succeed in the double, you're still going to be giving up shot. So. All right, so we are ready for the last rock here. See if she can save something here. I would imagine if she doesn't, probably be time to shake hands. Chris on her fact page said that she's loving this great event. Thank you, Chris. Now I hope you make this shot. Just kidding. I want everybody to make the shots. Is it going to get by the guard? No, it's not. That's going to be a steal of 3, which makes it 9-1. And I imagine they might play the rocks back down, but that effectively ends the game. Can't really score an 8-ender here knowing that, well, I guess it's physically possible, so. have a few visitors here in the booth. As this score is 9-1, we're gonna let them take it home. So thank you to anybody that was watching, and we'll be announcing some games for every draw for the rest of the day. Next draw is at 1 o'clock.